very warm welcome to one and all present here. In this auspicious day, on behalf of the institution's Innovation Council of Shri Nehru Maha Vidyalaya, College of Arts and Science, I amiably welcome to you to celebrate the National Education Day. On this note, I welcome everyone to the webinar arranged on the topic Innovation and Education. Moving on, I kindly invite Dr. R. Bakiraj, Department of Microbiology HOD, to welcome the gathering on this thriving Thursday. Welcome, sir.
Great hope, great success, and great morning to all of you. The Institution Innovation Council, Shri Nehru Maha Vidyalaya College of Arts and Science celebrates National Education Day, a tribute to Shri Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, who is the first Minister of Education of India. And really is a man behind the education system of India. And he said, the teachers should always sacrifice today, then it will be better for the students tomorrow. That's what is behind the education system of India. So we're really proud the IIC of SNMV CAS celebrates the National Education Day today. It's a fortunate time for me to welcome all of you. And really, I'm honored and privileged to welcome our resource person, the eminent personality, Ms. Hemalatha Bhaskaran, Science Supervisor, Wicomico County Board of Education, Salisbury, Maryland. Welcome, ma'am. And it's my pleasant duty to welcome our dynamic leader and versatile personality, our beloved principal, Dr. B. Subramani. Welcome you, sir. Of course, he's our mentor and well-wisher, Dr. Muthukumar, Director, SNMV Institute of Management. Welcome you, sir. Yeah, today we have one more guest also, Rajesh ma'am here. Welcome you, ma'am. So I must welcome the convener, Dr. A. Vijaya Chitra, IIC, who is initiating all the activities. Welcome you, ma'am. And all the office bearers of IIC and staff members, student participants, and all the participants from outside of our campus also. Welcome you all. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I take the pleasure of inviting Director MBA, Dr. M. Muthukumar, Startup Coordinator, to deliver the presidential address. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. At the outset, let me extend my sincere thanks to Ms. Hemalatha Bhaskaran for having accepted our invite and to interact with our students, and the most relevant topic, with the need of the hour, kind of, that I can say. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. And also I welcome our special guest, Shri, ma'am, and the head of the department, Dr. Bakiraj, IIC coordinators, and all other students, participants. Good morning to one and all. So today's session is going to be a very important session because, you know, there is a quote by Darwin that he says that not the strongest or the most intelligent species will be able to survive, but one which is able to adapt itself. But I would like to make a small change in that. You know, we can be successful only we are able to innovative, you know, as much as possible, because, you know, the world is becoming more complex. Pandemic COVID-19 has put a temporary stop to almost all economic and all other activities in the world, and probably only through a lot of innovations and we are able to come over. We are able to come out of all the difficulties because of the lockdowns happen. And the future world is also going to be more complex. People used the term VUCA, volatile, complex, ambiguity and uncertainty, a lot of things. If at all you want to be successful in our career or in our business or whatever it is, we need to be more innovative than ever in the human history. Because the technology changes, the speed of change in technology is phenomenal. It is, I can say, abnormal. So earlier also we used to have changes, but now the speed at which the changes are happening is no unprecedented manner it is happening. So if we want to be successful in career or in business, we need to be innovative. So innovation is the need of the hour, and today we are going to have Mrs. Hemalatha talking on that. And if you ask me to what extent the present education system provides room for students to become innovative, I can say that room is very, very little or no room at all. The present education system is having. So, as an institution, all education institutions has to think beyond the syllabus and curriculum and find a way. And the institutions has to be innovative in making room to make the students innovative. Okay, so that is the need of the hour, and probably I hope that Mrs. Hemalatha will be able to throw more light on this, and probably she'll be able to give us some insightful inputs. So some of them which we'll be able to adopt in our institution too. So with this small note, I am really happy and thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. And so once again, I welcome our resource person and the guest and other participants. Thank you. Over to MOC.
Thank you, sir. Now, I call upon Mrs. Selva Jayanti, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, to extend the hand of welcome to our guest speaker for the day, to enumerate and blow our minds. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. It's my honor and privilege to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Hemalatha Bhaskaran, Science Supervisor for Wicomico County Board of Education in Salisbury, Maryland, USA. She is a recipient of Presidential Award for Excellence in Maths and Science Teaching. She was Teacher of the Year for Wicomico County finalist for Maryland, State Teacher of the Year and California Casualty Award. I request the eminent personality take over this. Thank you. Shri, please mute your mic.
Yeah, please proceed.
I want to first thank all of you for actually all the kind words that all of you shared. And I want to once again thank you for sharing your time with me, because that is the most precious thing. And I truly appreciate and truly value that all of you are here. And once again, thank you so much for all the kind words, and thank you for the invitation. I'm going to try to share my screen, and if I have any technology glitches, bear with me. Hopefully it should all work. First and foremost, I want to wish each and every one of you happy National Education Day. I think this is the first time I'm actually saying this out of my mouth. I wished students for Children's Day. I wished colleagues for Teachers' Day, Parents' Day, Mother's Day, Grandfather's Day. I wished everything, but this is the first time I've had the opportunity to say Happy National Education Day. So I truly want to acknowledge that. because without this invitation, I wouldn't have had the opportunities to utter that word or these words. So I, first of all, thank you for that. And I really want to acknowledge everyone who actually talked today before me. I want to acknowledge Muthukumar sir, Bhagyaraj sir, Sir Vijayanti madam, Vijaya Chitra, absolutely. Thank you so much for actually having me over here. And I want to thank the student leaders for actually introducing and sharing the agenda. And I want to personally thank each and every one of you who are in attendance here today. So today I get to talk about education and innovation. And I kept thinking about what format I should use to actually share this idea of education, this idea of innovation. And when I was talking to Vijaya Chitra, she said, I had 45 minutes to actually talk and share some ideas, and then maybe 10 minutes of question and answer. I was a teacher in the high school here in Salisbury, Maryland. And high school is pretty much 9th through 12th grade. And I learned very quickly that the attention span for teenagers, young adults, is about 8 minutes. And after that, no matter what the presenters do, you can sing, dance, put on a show, it's not going to work. And interestingly, what I noticed is that the more and more we had online presence, we had more social media, that attention span, it actually dropped from 8 minutes to now 3 minutes. So if I sit here and talk for 45 minutes straight, I know it's 9:30 or close to 10 o'clock in the morning for you, but I'm pretty positive that some of you would tune me out, would be thinking about your favorite movies, or probably you have a cell phone where you're swiping and looking at some social media posts. So just to change the format a little bit, here is what we're going to do. For a little bit of this presentation, I'm going to talk. For a little bit of the presentation, you are going to do some work, which means that you need a pen or a pencil to write with. So if you have one, please take that out. And I live in the Zoom world, and in the Zoom world, we actually have the thumbs up and other emojis. I don't see that in the Google world. So if one of you, if you're brave enough, turn your camera on or unmute and say, I have my pen or pencil and I'm ready to go. So I just need one person to say that, and then I'll get started. Thank you. Awesome. So this is a quick check. This is the teacher in me. You always have to make sure that everyone is paying attention. So thank you so much. So here's what I want you to do for the first interaction that we're actually going to do. So the minute you see this word education, what comes to your mind? Can you put that in the chat for me, please? The minute you hear the word education, what does it mean to you? Again, keep in mind, you're not going to sit and listen. You're going to keep doing some things as well. And I'm not looking for right or wrong answer. I'm not looking for the textbook definition. It is what you think is education. Thank you, Rajshri. Thank you, Shipra. I'm guessing that's Vijaya Chitra. Thank you. To learn. Come on, we have 39 of us here, so I can see basic knowledge. Thank you. Powerful weapon. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Thank you. All right, I think we can do it. It's, I think we can definitely do it. So go ahead, share what is education? Oh, there are 45 of us now, so I think I need at least a few more. Thank you. Process of life. That is beautiful. Thank you. How about two more people? I know you can do this. Again, don't guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Don't judge. It's what you think. Thank you. Knowledge and understanding. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. So what I did right there is the first step. Oh, thank you, Shri. That's beautiful. So education is pretty much everything that all of you put in the chat. And I'm setting the stage right now. I have a lot of patience, so I'll wait till everyone interacts. Oh, thank you. Knowing the unknown, beautiful. All right, we'll do this for I would say another 30 seconds, and then we'll actually see what the textbook definition of education is. Keen to learn anything new and to enlighten yourself. Thank you, Ankita. That's well said. Right. So this is basically the textbook definition of what education is, right? It's learning, knowledge, skills, training, growth, ability, experience. And again, this is the textbook definition. Take a minute, and if you can actually pull the chat up, look at the definitions that your friends, your colleagues shared in the chat. Don't you think this is a more powerful definition of what education is than what a textbook actually prescribes? I know it's a pretty picture, but I have the chat popped up on my window, and it is just beautiful to see. So this is education. It's powerful. It's knowing the unknown. And it's something that you can't find just in a textbook. So now, that being said, the next thing that we're going to talk about is innovation. So hopefully you're picking up on the pattern. I'm going to show you a very short video clip. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, in the short video clip, write down one thing that the word innovation means to you, but do this after you watch this video.
What is innovation? Life is made up of dots. Many, in fact most people, believe that the dots they see every day are all the dots there are. So life goes along according to these known dots. Decisions and solutions are based on these commonly known dots, as well as many conclusions too. Some companies build their entire businesses on these known dots. This we know as the status quo, business as usual. And one day, someone comes along and sees one or more dots beyond the commonly agreed upon dots. Dots that others missed, dots that are ignored, dots that others have long since forgotten about. Some like these new dots and celebrate this new discovery, liking how things currently are and comfortable with everyday dots. Some protest these new dots. Some even claim they aren't valid, or worse, are imaginary dots that don't even exist. Yet, it's these new dots that potentially change everything. What is the source of these new dots? Notions. Unexpected connections. Ideas. possibilities, and imagination. Fire was one of these dots. So was the wheel, and the bicycle, and the automobile, and the computer, as well as the internet, the smartphone, and the tablet. In fact, many of today's common dots were at one time uncommon, newly introduced dots. So what is innovation? Those other dots, the ones others miss, and having the certainty to know that the dots you see are not only valid, but necessary if the world is to move forward.
I'm going to pause right there. So in the chat, if you could just put, what is your favorite dot? And if you were paying attention to the video, you would know what I mean when I say the dot. So what is your favorite dot? Oh, thank you, Rajshri. You said the audio was not clear. So basically, innovation is the dot that a lot of people don't see. It's not the status quo. It's something that is new. It's a new way of life. It's a new way of thinking. So what is your favorite innovation? What is something that you enjoy, that you like? Thank you. So before we move on to the next part, I just wanted to clarify certain things. So you would see me consciously pause, give you some time, give you some wait time. And that is actually a skill that you have to master, to wait, to actually think, to process, and then to share and to communicate. And part of teaching, part of learning is actually doing what we call this wait time. And I know a lot of you are here. I know that you are paying attention. I would really, really appreciate it if you could actually start putting things in the chat as well. Again, as I said, if I start talking, you'll probably tune me out at a much faster rate. So let me go through a few things. I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then you're actually going to do a little more. So I am the science supervisor for Wicomico County, so which means part of my job or my entire world revolves around promoting innovation through education, specifically science education. And The goal is for kindergarten through 12th grade students who live in our county, which is Wicomico County, to actually master the 21st century skills. So these are skills that will make sure that any individual can actually be very good at any job that doesn't even exist today, because that's basically what innovation is all about. So if you're training people to actually do the jobs that are readily available right now, then we don't innovate. And that's where we see that the education system has failed. And Muthukumar sir actually mentioned that very beautifully. He actually said that we don't have that room, we don't have that. So one of the goals of our county is to make sure that we prepare students for jobs that are not even created. So any innovation that comes our students' way, our goal is to make sure that they are prepared, that they are ready. And that is the mission and vision for education in our county. And the way we do this is through 3 basic ideas, and we call these the big ideas. So the first one is we make sure that all the students in our county, it doesn't matter whether they are in kindergarten, doesn't matter whether they're in 11th or 12th standard, they all have to have some basic learning skills, which means that they have to be able to think critically, they have to be able to be very creative, they should have collaborative skills, and they should be able to communicate with each other. Really doesn't matter what the mode of communication is key. So that's the first big idea. The second is literacy skills. So by literacy skills, we're not talking about just skills where you're good at reading something or you're good at writing something. That is not what we're talking about. Literacy skills are basically how do you process the information? How do you evaluate the information? And it can be information from any source. It can be from media, it can be technology. So literacy is being aware and also having the ability to question the validity of the information, the media and technology that is being presented. The third one, which is by far one of the biggest skill sets and one of the biggest things that we focus on, is the life skills, how to be flexible. We focus on what is called a growth mindset. We provide opportunities for students to be leaders within their community. Again, really doesn't matter what grade or what standard you are in. We promote leadership skills in kindergarten students. We promote leadership skills in high school. Looking at initiative, and I want to call out every single one of you who actually posted things in the chat, because that actually shows initiative, taking that first step. Especially taking that first step is very, very uncomfortable, but making that first move is very, very crucial. And then we focus on productivity and social skills. And today what I want to do is give you some snippets of what that looks like in some of our classes and some of the student experiences. So I'm going to start with creativity, and just let me prefix this. My job is science supervision, but my job dictates that I promote creativity first, which means that we actually have our students writing poems in science classes. And we have students actually writing scripts and acting, running plays, doing raps in science classes. Today, I thought I'll take it a little easy on you. So here's what I want you to do. I know I saw at least one person who had a pen and a pencil, so thank you. What I want you to do is take about 3 minutes, and I want you to actually write a poem about yourself. Tap that creative element. Some of you are natural poets. Some of you are well read that you can write poems in your sleep. I am not one of them. So I needed a template. And this is actually a poem template that if you're like me, that you could choose to use to write a poem about yourself. So take about 3 minutes and use your pen, use your paper, and write a poem about yourself. All right, that was 3 minutes. So let's focus on the next skill, communication. So I gave you 3 minutes. I asked you to write a poem about yourself. I even gave you a template to do it. Do we have someone who'd be willing to share their poem? Is there someone who is willing to communicate?
Sure, I will do first. I was really happy to say that within a few minutes, I was able to put out all my thoughts out. Really, I haven't done this to anyone, but really, Akka, you have made us a poet. I'll just read what I have written. Okay, I'm lovely and passionate. I don't know. I missed the second line because I don't know what to write. Okay, but anyway, I'll go for the third line. I hear a beautiful voice. I see water falling from a mountain. I want to sit and dream. I'm lovely and passionate. I pretend to be alive. I feel how to be alive. I touch everything that touches my heart. I worry how to be me. I cry when I'm not me. I pretend to be alive. I understand life is love. I say I want to live. I dream for a happy world and I try to make it. Last two lines I didn't write. Really, it was wonderful. I think anyone else can also read it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vijaya Chitra, for being brave and for sharing. Thank you so much. I would love to hear some of the students, if you could actually share what you wrote.
Ma'am.
Hemlatha, I just managed to write one stanza. I just managed to write one stanza. Is it okay?
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. Yes, please.
I'm a carefree person and a dreamer. I wonder if I can fly. I hear the birds chirping. I see the birds flying. I want to fly in the sky. I'm a carefree person and a dreamer.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rajshri. I think we have time for one more person, and I know we have 46 of us. Go for it. I know Shipra, go for it.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, go for it, honey.
Opening my eyes every day, finding a road or just a way, looking and searching for an aspect to pay, the little child in me, the child with dreams, dreams that touch the sky and paint it, drawings and paintings of her mom holding her wings, wings of a soaring eagle. A child with dreams indeed, but a woman with visions, thriving and striving through the wave, surfing into the storm. Remaining calm, keeping the storm out of her heart at the doorstep. Through the water I shoot like a double-edged arrow.
Wow, that is what mind-blowing looks like. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for sharing. This is beautiful. Thank you. And you did it in 3 minutes. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much. Thank you. So the reason we actually start with this piece of writing a poem again and communicating is because that actually leads to collaboration. Because what we did is within, I would say, 6 minutes, we know a little more about each other. We see where different individuals are coming from. We get to see different ideas, different personalities, different interests, even different insecurities, which is also important because collaboration results in what we call a design thinking. And every design thinking, which means every innovation, it actually starts with empathy. So you have to know not just the audience, you actually have to know every individual who is a part of your team. And then what you do is use that empathy as a driving force for innovation. So this little exercise in writing a poem, in including that creative part, actually paves the way for innovation. So again, as I said, I can go on, but hopefully you're catching on about how the 3 big ideas all kind of fit in place and kind of pave the way for innovation. The next and most important piece, and this is something that we hone in over and over and over again in our students. And this is one area that I truly wish, and I sincerely wish, that we spend a lot of time, especially in education, providing our students the opportunity to think critically, which means that giving our students the opportunity to evaluate decisions, to analyze the pros and cons, rationalizing, because all of these, when they come together, will lead to problem solving, which always leads to innovation. And critical thinking, it comes when you actually empower students to ask questions, when you provide choices for students to be able to do what they want to do, not because they like it, but they should be able to give a reason. They should be able to actually analyze. They should be able to evaluate why the decision that they make is what they want to do. So we have something called youth voice, youth choice. So empowering youth voice, training students to actually think critically, to give reasons, to analyze every piece of information. And that pretty much empowers the youth voice That gives them a choice as well. So that's the critical thinking piece right there. So this is something that I used when I was a teacher, because CRAP is something that high school students always enjoyed, because I was the teacher and they didn't like, they thought it was funny to hear the word crap come out of my mouth because it was a cuss word. And all along I kept telling my students that they can't do this, they can't say that word or the other. And then I said the word crap and they thought it was hilarious. But the reason I like crap is because this actually ingrains the literacy skills. So anytime you look at a piece of technology, anything that is posted in the media, any information that comes your way, question it, use the CRAP technique, check to see if it's current. Is it coming from a reliable source? Who's the authority? Who's the expert? What is the purpose, or what is the point of view? So anything that you look at, any information that you look at, make sure it passes the CRAP test, and then take it one more step, research it, analyze it before you actually accept it. So these are literacy skills. Again, literacy is not just reading and writing, it is evaluating the resources and the technology that we use on a day-to-day basis. The next few things I want to focus on are the life skills. And one life skill I want to specifically call out is leadership. I commend each and every one of you for being here, for choosing to be here. You could have done a million different things with your time. Thank you for being here. And the one thing, if you don't remember or if you've not paid attention to anything so far, the one thing that I would say is please, please, please develop your leadership skills. And by leadership skill, and I'm going to quote a very, very, very powerful woman, Indra Nooyi. She was the CEO of Pepsi. She was born and brought up in Chennai. And she was one of the few women leaders throughout the world. And I listen to her podcast all the time because she is an inspiration to me. And pretty much a lot of the leadership skills that I picked up from her, following her, reading her books. The three things that she said that every leader should have are the 3 C's. So the first C is care. Care about something passionately. If you caught Shri talking about what she cares about, she's about the environment. And when Muthukumar sir talked about innovation, he showed how much he cared about that. So pick something that you care so passionately about and don't leave that. Keep that in your life no matter what you do. For me, education is that. I love education and every piece of it, so I care about it a lot. The second one is communication. Work on your communication skills. If you know that you are not comfortable speaking in public, take that one extra step. Attend classes, attend trainings, learn to talk in front of the mirror, write, an elevator pitch. Every student in our county is trained to give a 2-minute speech, to actually give a firm handshake, and they actually have a handshake contest, because those are communications. Network, find people, not who are like you, but from different areas so that they challenge your thinking. And last and finally, character, because everything else will fall if you don't value character. So those are the 3 C's. So focus on those leadership skills. And I'm not going to play this video. I'll send it to Dr. Vijaya Chitra, and she can hopefully share that with you, because I know the audio is not playing clearly. So this is a very important life skill that I really hope that each and every one of you keep in the back of your mind. Accept failure. It's okay. Learn from that failure and keep pushing forward. because failure and using that as a learning opportunity builds neurons in your brain that empowers you to do so many, many creative and innovative things. So research the growth mindset. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Take risks, because without risks, there is zero innovation. So just to quickly go over what promoting literacy and promoting the skills that I just talked about, what that actually looks like in education. So first thing, if we want to promote innovation and if we want to do that through education, we have to provide students opportunities to ask questions. So hopefully we'll have some time to chat, and please ask as many questions. Provide opportunities to fail. When I say fail, I'm not talking about your grade. I'm talking about the risk taking. Promote collaboration, not competition. Promote growth mindset, and teaching for mastery, not just for a grade. As a teacher, I never accepted 60% as a pass. Students always had the opportunity to learn the content till they master it. Again, I talked about this a little before, promoting youth voice, youth action, and promoting youth and adult partnerships. So those are some of the things that actually promote innovation through education. And my job is to kind of do pretty much what I said as the science supervisor for Wicomico County. So the job is to actually promote innovation, provide professional development for teachers, find leadership opportunities for students and teachers, and again, building networks and partnerships. So just to kind of share some pictures with you, what that actually looks like in the classroom. The pictures that I'm going to share with you, they were all taken like within the last week, I would say. These are the classrooms, these are the teachers and students that I actually get to work with every day. As you can see, none of the teachers are standing in the front of the class. They are not the rock star. They're actually part of the choir. So it's not the sage on the stage who's delivering the sermon. They're actually right there with their students, getting their hands and feet dirty. So just a few samples to show. So this is Telelab. This is an innovation where students can actually collect data from experiments. And I'll share this link if anyone is interested. This research team and I get to work together. So this is basically where students can actually see an experiment, look at temperature changes using an IR sensor. You can add thermometers. You can actually collect data. So again, this is an innovation. And if you are interested in working with this team, please let me know. It is called it's called the Institute for Future Innovation, and they actually have innovative ideas for doing science particularly. So these are some of the things that I get to work with. I also get to provide teacher PD, which means teacher training. So this is one of the teacher PDs that I organized. Again, student leadership, promoting youth voice, youth action. Students actually construct the explanation. Again, you can see the collaboration here. The teacher is standing in front of the board only because she was discussing there. She was not just standing and lecturing. Here is some student work. This is from a chemistry class. They actually looked at hydrogen spectrum, and the students drew some models, and they represented the same idea in 4 different ways. The best part about science is, and also trying to use science for innovation, is students actually get to choose the questions for which they want to find answers, and they actually choose their learning path. So Here are some questions that the students wrote. These are some of the questions that the students want to study further. So they actually have the freedom to choose what they want to do. Being outside is a huge part of education. So here again, you see 3 teachers working with their students. Here we have another teacher who's looking at genetics, but he's looking at collecting data between him and his colleague. We use a lot of mathematical models. So here, this is a 6th grade class where the students are actually looking at models and looking at how those models can be used to study blood doping. Again, talking about more models. This is a group of 5th grade classes, like different classes doing different things. So here's what I want you to do for just a couple of minutes. What areas are your strengths? What areas do you think you have to work on? So these are basically the 3 big ideas that will lead to innovation. And all of us have some of these skills. All of us have all of these skills, but we just need to tap into them. I'll go first. I had to really work on my social skills because I like to talk, but I like to talk only with some of my friends. But I had to get comfortable talking with anyone and everyone. So I really had to learn my elevator pitch. I also had to work on my leadership skills. I actually had to go to school. I had to do internships. I actually had to read a lot of books, and I literally had to pretty much do almost close to a dissertation to actually get the leadership skills and to get to the leadership position that I'm in. So those are 3 areas that I really had to work very, very hard on. So if you are up for it, would you please be willing to share your strength in the chat? In the paper that you have, make a note to yourself about the areas that you actually have to work on and intentionally work on it. And research shows that if you actually use a pen and paper and you physically write things down, there is a 90% chance that you will follow up and you will do it. My son has to work very hard on the productivity part of things. He is extremely intelligent, but time management is something that he is intentionally working on so that he can actually be productive, because he's a procrastinator, but that can only get you that far. So again, if you're comfortable, put it in the chat. If not, write down the area that you want to work on your paper. Just a few more pictures to share. And I think this is where I kind of want to stop talking and see if you have any questions or if you have any comments. If you want to unmute and share, that's awesome. Or if you want to put it in the chat, I'd be more than happy to answer that. Chitra, that's such a beautiful question. Thank you so much. I don't think the education system is the only one that is responsible, but the education system has the most time and also the capacity to promote innovation. So interestingly, we spend a majority of our lives in and around the school system. So if we can actually instill some of these skills, I think it'll go a long way with innovation. Absolutely other avenues. I would say I picked up some of these skills after I got a job, but I wish I had some of these skills coming out of high school or college.
Ma'am, I have a question. Like, how the Indian system can be made more interactive? Because normally we go with chalk and board, and now slowly we have gone for some advanced levels. In your aspect, what is your opinion by which we can make interactive, practical, the students, how they can feel, and also they can express themselves, because many students they don't express themselves even when they have a lot of idea. So in your opinion, how can we bring out those?
Thank you so much. That is, again, I love questions. So please keep them coming. So it all boils down to the culture of the classroom. The first thing that needs to happen is students need to feel safe in expressing their ideas. And that actually comes from building connections, building relationships. And that's where the care component comes in. And it actually is a lot of hard work. So in our classrooms, and when I was a teacher, the first week of school, we intentionally work exclusively on building the classroom culture, the classroom norm, and we actually set combined norms together. As a class, we set the rules and we agree to it. And I have templates that I can actually share. So the idea of collaboration needs to happen, and it needs to happen on day one. And once you have that culture, once you actually set those norms, the next thing is to actually provide an environment where everyone gets comfortable asking questions. So sometimes you have to teach students to ask questions. And then again, providing avenues to be creative, no matter what you do. Again, as I said, we write science poems, so it's doable. So finding those opportunities really, really helps. Always starts with a safe learning environment, and it is the classroom culture. And the minute you set that culture, the minute you intentionally work on it, everything kind of clicks. And trust me, I've done this many times. The chat would be flooding if we actually had a little more time to build those relationships. So, and thank you, Shipra, for another beautiful question. Oh, very good question. So I struggle with this idea of lectures. I really do. And that's one of the reasons that I think I'm still struggling, because I'm not used to just talking for so long. I'm not used to just hearing my voice for so long. So get outside and meet new people. And we build those networks, because that is key. And do something that makes you very uncomfortable, because that's where the true learning happens. I actually took a philosophy class. When I walked into that class, I was so uncomfortable. But I learned so much, because I was so used to always having the right answer. But in a philosophy class, every word that came out of my mouth was questioned. So that is how you work on yourself. That is how you can actually learn. And that is one way to do it. All right, I'm going to leave one challenge for all of you. The next time you attend a seminar, a lecture, anything on Google Meets where the chat feature is on, I want everyone who attended today, challenge yourself to ask at least one question, because that is a skill. That is something that you have to get very, very, very comfortable, because to be innovators, you have to be evaluators, and to be good evaluators, you have to get comfortable asking questions without any restrictions. So keep being amazing, keep being awesome. Thank you so much once again for sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it. And again, if you were hoping for a lecture, I hope that I disappointed you. I wish the next time we meet, everyone's going to chat a lot more. And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful poems. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A good session is definitely an understatement for this one. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. On that note, to express this kind of gratitude, I welcome Dr. Vijaya Chitra, Associate Professor, Department of Microbiology, to give out the vote of thanks.
So I take privilege in proposing the vote of thanks for today's program. My sincere gratitude to the Almighty God for making this function a grand success on this National Education Day. I do hope we have at least known what is education and what is innovation from our resource person's talk. On behalf of Shri Nehru Vidyalaya College of Arts and Science, and personally, my heartfelt gratitude to our today's resource person, Ms. Hemalatha Bhaskaran, who spent her busiest time gracing this occasion. Thank you, ma'am, for spending your time. Even now it's 11 o'clock in the US, and even then you have even in that time you have spent your time, and really it was a very interactive session, and you have clearly given a point like what should be the learning skills, literacy skills and life skills we should acquire to make ourselves competent and successful. And really you have in a nutshell you have given creativity, communication and critical thinking. These forms a main basis for education and innovation, and your thoughts have enlightened us, and thank you for adorning the session once again. Thank you so much. And I take a privilege in thanking our principal, Dr. B. Subramani, who has been a motivating person, and in each and every activity we conduct, he's one who encourages us to do this. So thank you, sir, for motivating us in performing all the activities. And I take a privilege in thanking our director, Dr. K. Muthukumar, who has been the guiding person behind all the activities that we perform in IIC. Thank you, sir. And like-minded and motivating people are always behind success. So our IIC team, we have Dr. K. Bhagirath sir, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Dr. Dinesh, and Mr. Balamurugan, Ms. Selva Jayanti, Dr. Kaunti ma'am, the IQAC coordinator, and all these people have been a backbone in conducting all the activities. So I thank the team for making this occasion a grand success once again. And also I thank the SNMV faculties and faculty from other academia and other institutes and students for gracing this occasion. Thank you all once again. And a special thanks to Rajeshri ma'am, who has been our special guest. So thank you, ma'am, for guessing this occasion. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you.
It's my honor to attend a session like this, especially the speaker is Hemalatha. I'll definitely see that I somehow attend.
Thank you,
you
ma'am.
so much.
Really, it is like an interactive session. We haven't felt like a webinar. It's like an interactive session.
Yes,
Really.
lovely session.
Like it is not face to face. That is the only negative. Other than
Yeah,
that, it is more interactive. If you had been here.
yes.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for actually having me. And I put my email in the chat. If you have any questions, if you actually have ideas, or if you say this is what I'm interested in, I do have some friends in some good places. So just let me know what your ideas are, and it'll be my pleasure to actually work with you. Again, every question is a good question. So, and I'm just an email away. Typically, I respond within 24 hours. So reach out, build your network, keep thinking, keep being amazing. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Akka. Really, we'll collaborate and sure, as you said, you have given a Telelab. So sure, we'll be in very shortly, we'll contacting you for collaboration with Telelab. Sure.
That's
Thank
great.
you. Thank you. Really, it was a wonderful session. And really, we had a great morning having good thoughts in our mind. I hope we all have a blessed day today. Thank you.
And thank you, Rajshri. It was so good to see you. Take care.
Bye, Akka. Thank you, Rajeshri, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you so much, Vijaya Chitra. Thank you.
Thank you, Akka. It's really what to say. I don't find words to express. Really, it was a wonderful session, and also like it is not at all like a session. I can see like I started writing the poem as soon as you said like a school child. I started writing it to complete within 3 minutes, but somehow I find the poet in myself.
Yeah. And yeah, and it works. It really works. So,
So
and it's kind of something that it's, if you put systems in place, it
no,
always
that
works.
is where how we can create something in others, the creativity, because no one would have imagined. Because only thing is, like how to write a poem, but within 3 minutes we have written a poem.
Yeah. And anytime you want to chat about some ideas, let me know. Like we
Sure,
have,
sure, Varaka,
and
sure,
or if you want to see student samples of whatever.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, on and all once again.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
You want to say something? I thank everyone for tuning in this day. Have a safe and a blessed day. Thank you.